All right, so we'll get started now. We won't be bringing anyone up to stage, right, during this AMA, because it's mainly to inform you guys about what happened. I know we had an AMA plan to answer all of your questions that you suggested in our Q&A, but I think it's best for us to move that AMA up to a later time or another date. And we'll hear what the community has to say about that in our Discord. But for now, let's first address whatever happened recently. As you all know, our Discord got compromised today. We are sorry about this. We did a lot to make sure that our Discord is as secure as it could be, and as not only us but a lot of other projects also experienced this problem lately. However, yeah, we did not want this to happen. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We got some control back of the Discord, or all the control back of the Discord. We're restoring everything now back to as it was. So please do not lose faith in us, in the team. We are here for you guys. We're going to answer all your questions. We're going to make sure everybody has the chance to say something. We're going to open up general chat again, just for you all to talk. We'll try to read through it, maybe take some of those questions with us during this AMA. And thank you all for the messages that we got that were really supportive. I know that our Discord director, Katsu, got a lot of messages that were supportive. He also got some messages telling him that he should die and a lot of hate. So please refrain from those kinds of messages, because none of us intended this to happen. Our community is the most important thing for us, so we are currently working on setting up a refund policy. We'll get this out ASAP. Kruger will tell you all more about this, but know that this is the first thing that we are working on, because that for us is the most important. I'll hand over the mic to Kruger now, and he's gonna speak a bit more about what happened.
Yeah, thank you all for joining. Obviously, as Shiva said, we're incredibly sorry that this happened to start with. Obviously, as a project founder, I'm really disappointed that this happened. But we know the cause was a compromised account within the team, one of the mods, or at least we believe this currently. At least we believe this was the issue. We will release a full report of how this compromise was achieved at a later stage for everyone's learning. As Shiva said, we will be handling refunds from that directly interacted with the scam contract before 6:05 p.m. UTC. So roughly, we know that there was around 40 ETH extracted from the community, unfortunately, and I think we need to arrange all of this. So please be patient while we arrange everything on our end. Yeah, I think that probably covers it. Yeah, again, we will be sorting all of this out. We do apologize, and as I said, as Shiva said, this is just a setback right now for us. I want to reiterate, you should have confidence in the project. This is just the beginning, and we will sort this out. Katsu, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, again. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so just from my end, guys, obviously, I have the title, so the sole responsibility, regardless of what the root cause was, is on me, regardless. But I wanted to make it explicitly clear to everyone that just based off of some of the messages that I've been personally getting, we have no intention of going anywhere. There's been no rug, or the R word, sorry, or any attempts to do so, actually. And the funds for the community, as well as the overall funds from our initial mint, are secure. As Kruger mentioned, it's kind of something that just happened within the internal team. This is something that we tried our very best to prevent, but inevitably there are, I guess, will always be issues that can compromise the security despite how complex we've made it. I know personally I've overseen many of these discords throughout my tenure doing a similar role in past projects. This is the first time it's happened to me and definitely hits home. So I don't need you guys beating me up about it, because trust me, I am definitely beating myself up about it. So, but as I said, there's no intention of us going anywhere. Our vision and our grand plan is still very clear. And if anything, it's motivation for us to continue to deliver to such a strong community as you guys have all proved to be so far. I think that pretty much covers it from our end. Like, again, I will reiterate, I do apologize from my end as well that that it happened, because, like I said, regardless of the actual cause, it is my end of the spectrum to cover. So I'll open it back up to you guys if you want to discuss anything else, as I know this wasn't the original intention of the AMA. Actually, I want to make that explicitly clear as well, that we do and did look over all of the questions, and you guys will have your answers. That is not something that we're going to be forgetting.
I want to do two things right now because I'm looking at chat. First of all, I want to state that we are a team, all of us. We do not point fingers at anyone, also not at Katsu. We take responsibility together and we work things out together. And we will make sure that this project blows up, all of us together. Us as a team and you guys as our community. So Katsu, thank you for taking responsibility, but really, it's not needed. We carry this on all our shoulders. And secondly, I see a lot of positive vibes in the Discord. We had some conversations about not going into the questions that were regarding the project, but because I do want the community to have a say on this, I'll ask right now, and I'll check the messages. If you guys feel at any point that you want to move on towards the questions that were said in the queue and were asked in our questions and answers regarding the project, what we're doing and where we're going, we prepared everything for you guys, and we have all the answers ready. So let us know in the chat.
Do we want to discuss anything else specifically?
I only see questions. Let's go. Questions. Let's go. Keep the FUD away. Done with the negativity. Let's go. So you know what? Let's go. Done with the negativity. Questions. It's time for some answers.
I'm excited
it's
for
time
that.
for some alpha. We're gonna change this AMA right now. I had a name for it. We were planning to call this Alpha Leaks because there's gonna be a lot of alpha dropping. So let's just fucking do that. Sorry for the words. Sorry, my bad.
I'm just going to bring up our questions right here.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Katsu, can you send me the link?
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so first, I think just to cover some general housekeeping issues outside of what was happening earlier. For those that were worried about the Collabland integration, that was completely separate from anything that was going on. I'm still talking to the people that actually work at Collabland, and that had no effect whatsoever or influence on your wallets. So if you had like a linked wallet to our Collabland bot, that's not really a concern of yours to worry about. It was only those that actually participated in the scam link as well, just to clear that up, because I know I was getting a lot of DMs about that. And additionally, if you guys have any more questions about that, my DMs are always open, so feel free to ask me questions, and I'm very receptive and responsive regardless. And yeah, Shiver, Kruger, take it away.
Yeah, before Kruger, you want to say anything else, or shall we just move on?
That's good. That's good. Let's cover off a couple of kind of the main questions. I think would be a good idea, right?
Yeah. So let's start with the first one then. It was a question we got asked quite a lot. I don't really know how to respond to it, so I'll leave it to you. and it's why is our team so damn good looking?
Yeah. I also don't know how to answer that, but we have a very diverse group of fantastic looking people. Funny accents, maybe. I don't know. We've got a bunch of accents from all around the world here. So,
All right, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think it's fair. What can I say about it? I'm part of it, so I'll take that compliment. Thank you, guys.
icebreaker.
So how we're going to do is we're going to ask questions to each and every person on the stage. Me, Katsu, and Kruger will be taking questions and answering them to each other. And it will be the questions that you guys asked us, just to make sure that you actually have the information you were looking for. And if there's any room after, because we do want to, bring some people on the stage, keep it organic. So maybe we'll do it in between, and maybe we'll do it after. Let's just drop down with the first 5, and then we'll bring someone up, see what that person has to say, and move on.
Cool.
All right. I'll start with the first real question, because it's one that everybody has been asking for. When can they finally mint this real estate?
Cool. I think I can take this one. Currently, so this real estate collection, obviously that's the first mint within our collection, where anyone that owns a pass will be able to go and claim a free real estate. We're aiming to launch this at the end of January, so the current date is set. The current date is most likely set for January the 30th, same time as our previous mint at 2 p.m. PST. That will be the first day of minting.
All right. So the 30th of January, 2 p.m. PST, meaning 10 p.m. UTC, is when you can expect to mint your real estate. If any of this changes, we'll let you know. Do not mint anything else in between. We're not releasing anything. We're not releasing any sneak mints or anything. So whatever you see, it's not us.
Yeah, that is a good point to make, that we will never release any surprise drops in the way that we've seen today. Just know that going forward.
Katsu, I'll jump onto you right now. What can people do with their land plots? I know you're a gamer and you're a lover of land, so tell me.
Yeah, for sure. So, as previously mentioned, there's going to be a staking mechanism implemented. Obviously, that's going to be something that we're going to get into further down the line, questions in more detail. But the purpose of this, in terms of properties, will be rent. So you will be able to actually charge rent for owning a property, which will be the primary function that we're going to kind of disclose at this point. So you can kind of think of that as like a multiplicity too. So the more you own, the more you're actually able to generate. But that's kind of where we've been leading with it so far. Kuri, do you want to jump on that? Anything else that I missed?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that the land plots play into our bigger picture in the DealerVerse at a later stage. But right now, that's the best amount of information we can give everyone.
Yeah. As we're moving on, I'm also constantly reading to chat, and I saw a message, and I saw some messages like, we wish that projects would stop refunding people who got scammed, because the whole point of crypto is to manage your own security. We agree with this, to be honest. So we had an internal debate whether to do so or not to do so, and as stated, we're always transparent. So this is our conclusion that we had, the 3 of us, all together talking with the team. Because this is the first time it happened, we will get a refund policy. However, this will be the only time. And we're stating really clear here, we're not doing any surprise drops in the future. So if this happens again, that we're not expecting, because we're going to make
God
sure we have
forbid.
top-notch security, God forbid, but you never know in the space, and you mint again, it's going to be on you.
Yep.
All right. collection sizes. Can you tell us something about that, Kruger, for the next 3 collections?
Yeah, of course. So each collection, the next 3 collections, which is what the passes were brought for, there is a max supply of 10,000 per collection. So everyone who's brought a pass is eligible and entitled to their free mints from their corresponding collections that they got the passes for. So there was a few questions around this. Obviously, there's 10,000 passes, but because we had such overwhelming support, we got 9,000 gold passes minted, which allows a mint from each 3 of the collections. So taking this, you can understand that we will have around about 1,000 vehicles, which we will announce later what we're doing with those. And also around 500 dealers available, which again, we will announce later what's going on. But that's just to give a good overview of the collection sizes. But those 3 collections definitely have a max of 10,000 each.
All right. I'm going to move over to a bit of alpha right now. So if you're listening, this is the time to tune in and to tune up that volume. Could we take, this is the specific question how it's asked. Could we take 2 minutes and step through the current roadmap together as a community, understanding dates and what's about to come? And I think it's good to hear what's about to come.
Yeah. Do you want me to take this one?
Yeah, you take it, then we'll drop the next one to Fatsu.
Yeah, cool. So I think, looking at if you look at the roadmap, it is obviously in order, but there are a number of things that are kind of working simultaneously along the way as well. They're not strictly boom, 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 as you may have wondered, and I think this is exactly why the question came up. So pre-collection 1, obviously we've minted the passes and rewards for early supporters. As a reward for early supporters, collection 1 is the surreal estates, which I've just kind of spoken on a little bit earlier. Pre-collection 2, we will be looking at releasing the 3D surreal estates within this time. There will be a number of there will be some drops in here as well, which we will announce later on. In this period as well is when we are looking at seed funding. So a big part of this, and a big point that we have stated several times, is the mint of the passes is not what is paying for the development of the DealerVerse. Of course, we know how much this costs. We're in the industry. We understand the value and time, especially, that these things take to build. So we will be looking, or we are currently in conversations and looking to raise seed funding within that period. Collection 2, being the dealers, they release in 2D. And we also have the second phase of our supply drops, which you would have seen both on the website and the roadmap. Our supply drops will be announced very soon in terms of what these are and what is the function, which I think you all like. Pre-collection 3 is a lot. We'll be looking at pre-collection 3 is where we will be looking at releasing the 3D dealers. In this period as well is when the core dev development will be beginning. Obviously, this may come earlier, but right now that's where the timeline is set after seed funding. And obviously, right now we are definitely in the concepting phase of all of that, and everything is being built out in those early stages. Collection 3, which is the unknown secret, very top secret vehicles. These are going to be a collection like nothing seen before. If you've seen any of our collections, they're super highly detailed, and this collection is also going to be released in 3D. This collection has the most interaction with the first part of the DealerVerse, our racing game. At this stage, we will also be implementing the third phase of the supply drops, and the staking mechanism will also be released around this period for the surreal estates. Obviously, as I said, game dev is kind of ongoing and updates ongoing as we are working on all of these things. They work in simultaneously alongside our new life package giveaways as well, which happen every month. We will be releasing a lot more information on this very shortly as well. But that kind of gives a good overview of the kind of order and what is being worked on simultaneously as well, so that everyone can understand how we're going about it.
All right. I have one question for Katsu. And actually, when we were discussing this question, I told Katsu, I know you are extremely excited about this, but please, let's not tell them too much. But seeing
I
with
think I already
the
know where you're
recent
going with
things
this.
that are happened, I think we should give Katsu a bit more room. So, Katsu, people's attention span in the NFT world is super short, while the roadmap, as Kruger just stated, is quite long regarding the things that we are doing. What's the plan to continue to hold value in the downtime between the mints?
Okay, so
I give you free range. You can go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my best here. Those tuning in on Twitter right now, you guys will definitely get a nice little bit of alpha for this. I'm always been one who's struggled with long-term projects to see how the project and the team will keep kind of the community alive and engaged, especially within the Discord, and because we want to actually make sure that you guys are being able to get utility just outside of the 3 collections coming. As like, obviously, yes, we've declared it's a long-term hold. However, it doesn't mean that you guys should not be privy to some extra and added benefits as our early collectors and holders. So I think one of the exciting additions would be airdrops. I don't want to specify too much about this. Kruger can take over a bit later to discuss more so what this means. We will also be doing the inclusion of collabs and other community-based rewards. These will come in many forms, to be completely honest. Shiv has a very expansive network when it comes to these things, and we're very lucky to have him on the team for that reason. He can actually go into more detail about this if he wants later. But the one thing that I'm absolutely so bullish on is our supply drop concept, which is something that we've been developing internally, and we will be implementing very, very soon, actually, in the first phase. As Kruger mentioned before, in our roadmap, that we kind of have it broken down into 3 different phases. So our first phase will be the initial implementation, and then this will see and kind of determine how we take it. But the idea will be pretty much people will be eligible to attain a role. This is the temporary first phase. This will be something that we can assign or all pass holders will have access to. So those active in the community will actually be able to be assigned a role throughout the week, because this will be happening once a week. So those who are active, just genuinely benefiting the community, and just, it doesn't have to be through activity in chat. It can be through art submissions, anything, right? It's just something that adds to the community in a positive way. They will be assigned a role. And right now, I think the tentative name for that is Mystery Box or Mystery, but that's subject to change. And we'll also have a raffle every week for our pass holders, which is going to be an arbitrary number that we figure out as it's going to fluctuate throughout the weeks. And then there will also be the new introduction of the role, which is going to be community helper, which will be like a community mod-based role. Those who are genuinely active and able to stick around and always just being beneficial and helping the team. They will also be able to have entries into this. And the goal, what we're doing with this, is taking these role allocations and putting them into this really, really cool concept where they'll each be guaranteed a prize at the end of the week. And this will consist of any collaborations, any upcoming NFT projects from arts or anything like that. But the big thing that we'll be doing is it's pretty much like you spin the wheel and you get something free. And these are going to range because we have quite a big network, like I said earlier, to kind of go into and explore, but they're going to consist of NFTs, collabs, whitelist opportunities, all these other things just to give back to our community members. And this will be happening on a weekly basis. This is the first phase. I don't know, Shiv, am I allowed to go into detail on the future of it? Kruger?
I'll look at Kruger.
Yeah. Let's give it to Kruger a bit, because I'll end up going way too much detail about it.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty detailed alpha leak of what we're doing there, but I think it was really good for people to understand we currently are working on a lot, and this will be coming up pretty soon. So there's obviously different stages to this. The first stage being a setup for us that we can run within our community, but the later stages being a lot more, what do we say?
Relevant to our verse.
Yeah, a lot more relevant to our DealerVerse and how it all plays in, with everything kind of built out in an automated way for people to interact with it. So I think we'll leave it at that. I'd imagine a lot of people can guess where we're going with that, but as I say, we have a staged approach to this build out for that.
Yeah, so it's something we're introducing to all of you right now in a simple form, a simple concept, really easy to grasp. We know that a lot of projects out there, they wait like months and months before they actually start delivering something, and we wanted to like from day on after mint, not take a break, start pushing it, start working hard for you guys to actually have something. So regarding that, I just arranged the first big whitelist pass giveaway today. I got an awesome project for you guys. I'll announce it shortly. And I managed to grab some nice whitelist spots for our holders. So you will definitely benefit from those kind of things moving forward. And this is just one of the ways. We're going to do whatever we can to create value in ways that we have mentioned, but also in ways that we have not mentioned.
Yeah.
All right. Before moving on, maybe this is a good moment to bring the first person on the stage and get some interaction with the community before we answer further questions.
I'm just going to jump in 1 sec.
Yeah,
Shiv, sorry, I'm just going to interrupt just because I see this a lot in the Discord. Yeah, so people still seem a little bit confused about the Collabland integration. That is completely and 100% unrelated to the compromised Discord this morning. For those who are listening, there's no similarities between the two. They're completely unrelated. And those who are unable to verify right now, that's actually the only reason for that is because I deleted the verify channel just to make 100% sure, and then go back, check the actual Collabland bot to make sure that there wasn't any security leaks there. After the AMA, I'll be implementing that again so that we can get all the holders back in and get our Discord back to what it was.
All right, perfect. Guys, if you're being dropped on the stage, please only ask questions about our own project. Don't say weird stuff. Don't go shilling. I will kick you off instantly. No mercy there. So keep that in mind.
Damn.
Band Gang Coop.
Hey guys.
I've allowed you on the stage, and once you're connected, you are ready to go. After that, we'll take some questions from Postman.
All right.
And then move on to questions that you guys previously asked. So, Bandman, you're good to go.
Awesome. Thanks for having me up, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been an interesting day. I just had a question, and I want to ask because I'm sure I'm not the only person that has this on his mind or is kind of experiencing this. But, we were talking about the discussion about whether or not people should be refunded and people making their own decisions, and I definitely understand that. But I think people, there's even kind of a worse outcome aside from just the people who minted this contract. But what happened to me, and I'm sure some other folks as well, was that I saw there's this random diamond pass mint going on. All the channels are getting deleted. And you've seen projects lately in other Discords, just the project and the team rugging. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened to me. This has never happened to me, but I didn't want to. I see Frosties and these other rugs go to zero. So I sell at a 50% or just over that loss. And now I'm not only out my initial ETH that I invested, but I'm no longer in this project that I was really excited about, because I was like, oh my God, it's a rug. I better be smart. And instead of minting this rug, I better get out now while I can. So I'm sure there's other people in this situation. It seems like a lot more difficult process to make it right for those folks, but is there any plan or anything that can be done for people in this position?
Can I go, guys? Am I audible to you guys?
No. Wait 1 second. I'll take this one. We have a policy where whenever we say something, it's something that we can actually deliver on. I will take your question into consideration, but I don't want to say anything about it right now, because it's something that we need to discuss internally first before we make a statement about it. And I hope you can respect it. I understand your situation. I also feel sympathy for it. And I do know that a lot of the people that are in the project and that have been with us for a while, they know that we are not the kind of guys that work. We have our face out there. We are fully doxxed. We put our socials out there. We put our LinkedIn out there. So, yeah, we're here to stay. And I know some of you sold panically. But how to go about that is something we'll need to discuss internally first before we release a statement on that.
Thanks, I appreciate that. And I definitely understand it's putting you guys in an uncomfortable position as well. And I'm not trying to be accusatory, but I just wanted to speak because I'm sure I'm not the only person feeling this way. But I am like, I'm like sick to my stomach thinking about this, that I won, lost some money. Now it would take even more to buy back in. And it seems like I would be doing that irrationally and just based on emotion, which is usually a bad idea. So, definitely, I understand if you guys need to take the time to discuss that internally or reach out to people individually. But yeah, I just wanted to speak because I'm sure there's other people in the same position.
Yeah, thank you for coming up, man. And I definitely have sympathy for the situation as well. I can understand the position, but as Shiv said, we will go away and discuss this and get back to you all on our position on this. But thank you for supporting us. Beforehand and now still wanting to come back into the project. So thank you.
Hey guys, how you doing? First, I've been in this space for about a year now, and when I saw that link, I knew that something was wrong, and this was not the team which was doing it, and I didn't click that. I just knew straight away this was not the team, and this was just completely something else. And I've seen projects take a wrong turn and they don't own responsibility, and you guys are doing this, and I mean, I have nothing but uh, a respect for you guys, man. I absolutely love the art, and I am backing you because of the team, and well done, guys. Just a positive vibes from here on, man. All the best.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
Hey, look,
man.
we really appreciate the words. Obviously, we are taking responsibility for this, as we said, but going forward, everyone just needs to make
You
sure
guys
and
taking
know.
responsibility speaks huge volumes, man.
Thank
Power
you,
to you guys.
you guys. Going forward, you just need to know that we will never post anything like that in the Discord. We will never drop anything secretly like that.
That
That's
is
all we can stand by,
exactly
really.
what I
So,
thought, that these guys never plan on secretly dropping anything. Why would I click that? I never click like that.
thank you, man.
See you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm sending you all positive vibes, and just do good, guys. All the
Cheers,
best.
man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, fam. All right, so we'll have Happy Sama on, and then we'll jump onto some more questions that we're asking the AMA, because I don't know, maybe you guys want some more alpha or something. I don't know. Could be.
Nah, I don't think they want any more alpha.
Probably
Hey
not.
guys, love the project. I love what you guys are doing with it. I love the aesthetic, and
Cheers.
I just had like a basic question, not about anything that happened this morning, because I woke up
Nice.
after everything that happened, and I was like, "What the heck just happened?" It's not the first time a Discord's been compromised, so it's not really a big deal to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, so There's that one sneak peek that references the Kame House from Dragon Ball, and I was wondering if there's going to be more Easter eggs like that throughout the rest of the collection because I freaking
I
love
can
You
that.
found one. You found it.
I can certainly take this. Of course, it's not actually the Kame House.
Of course not.
It is, yeah, our collections and all of our work actually is built off, references from pop culture, movies, games, everything. Our team has obviously, had decades of experience in the industry, and we just love everything about a lot of the references that we can bring in. We can add those aspects that really tug on nostalgia. For a lot of us, I know for me personally, when the artists are bringing the work up, it's a nostalgic thing for me to see. Of course, like the Kame House or other little references that you would have noticed, SpongeBob and things like that.
Hmm.
They're obviously not actually associations, but they're just references for us. Yeah, but I really
Awesome.
appreciate the words, man. Like, yeah, we really want to make collections that are super highly detailed and um, engage those sort of emotions for people. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how the rest of the collection goes, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, man. Cheers. Thank you.
So you want to say anything about this also? Because I know this is something that really excites you, those Easter egg concept
I
that we
mean,
have throughout our collection.
yeah, I think there's a lot of like Poco culture in a lot of the things, and I've always hounded Kruger about it personally because it's something that's just so cool. I remember earlier on when we had our first wave of people come in, we were still under, I think it was like 5,000 people in the Discord. I was always telling people like, yeah, well, like check out the website, and you're gonna see a lot more things than you think if you look closely. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now.
Awesome.
All right. Let's move on to some questions that we had asked earlier on by the Discord members, and then we can drop some more on the stage. It's okay for this AMA to last a bit longer, seeing we really want to interact with you guys and share as much as we can. Because you, of course, all of you have been waiting for quite a long time for some information, so we better give some right now, right? Like, if there is any moment to grab anything out of us, if you want to pull some alpha out of Kruger, and we know he's leaky, now is your time,
No, don't say that.
The passes, will they have any future utility after the upcoming 3 minutes?
Is this directed at me?
Whoever wants to answer.
Yeah, I can answer that. As we've already stated, there will be consistent utility that lies outside of just the upcoming 3 collections. In terms of kind of the future after those 3 collections, they will be introduced at that point as development of the game or DealerVerse. So these first collections are our beginning entry to the DealerVerse, your identity, your home base in the DealerVerse, and your way to get around, right? So, and of course, the third collection playing into our the main gamified aspect, I guess, of the DealerVerse being the racing experience. So, I guess the passes. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I think that's probably, without giving away too much detail, the passes will have utility across varying different avenues and benefits to our community as well. So the answer is yes, but we don't want to release too much on that. Yeah, if anyone else has more to add to that.
I was just going to say there's going to be pass utility pre each collection, in between each collection, and in the future as well. Like we said earlier, we were covering all bases to make sure that you weren't just getting one collection of a free mint over a span of months, because like we need people to be more engaged than that, right? So obviously we want to develop our community more and give back.
Yeah, so they do really tie into every aspect of the roadmap and the things that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Well, while you're going at it, Katsu, what would be the difference between our metaverse and other ones? What's the benefit of or advantage offered by the DealerVerse?
Oh, I think I can tune in kind of after Kruger mentioned something. To be honest, I mean he's the origin, right? I think it'd be fair to let him go first, and then we can tie into my own excitement about it.
Yeah, of course. I think the key difference for us, at least in our perspective, is we're bringing a completely new and unique style, and it ties into this aspect of the Easter eggs as well. It ties into everything that we're doing, developing a super highly detailed project. The way that we'll be handling the DealerVerse with the land, the gaming aspect to it is very unique in comparison to other metaverses that do currently exist. Can't speak to ones that are obviously either in development or being built. But yeah, I think the key for us is to create an incredibly detailed story, incredibly detailed art and details across the game and DealerVerse, and unique interactions that allow our community to gain value from kind of every aspect. I think that's probably the best way to explain it. If you guys had any extras to add to that, feel free.
I mean, I think it's cool personally that we're doing kind of the lead up to the game itself is kind of a community building aspect where we're also able to release a lot of the core components, like the 3 collections. So your land, your dealer, and your, I mean, we've already said vehicles, so I can just say vehicles. Yeah. But someone mentioned, are they going to be 3D as well? And yes, the first 2, obviously we've said that they are confirmed 3 dimensions at no extra cost, obviously. And then the last one itself, the actual vehicle, is going to be able to have its own implementations in the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, the vehicles are the vehicles will, for sure, will be our, the big project
Creme de la creme.
before the DealerVerse and the game start, being a real and accessible thing, So yeah, they're big for us.
Yeah, what I would also like to add to this, like these guys, like Katsu and Kruger, they're art guys. When I'm in a call with them and they're talking about art, they go crazy. They like they're talking about games and art, and then they're asking me, "Did you play this?" And I'm like, "No." "Did you play this?" And I'm like, "No." "Do you know this concept?" And I'm like, "Guys, I don't play games, and I don't have that same excitement that you guys have for art. But I'm a numbers guy. Like I come from the business world, and I love numbers and doing all kinds of magic with numbers. So what I've been thinking about is a unique revenue model for our own metaverse that will gap the distance between NFT projects in the space. I'm not gonna explain to you guys what it is right now because I don't want it stolen, and I don't want the ID copied. But it's gonna be unique. That will be my part to add because I cannot draw anything. So
and me and the team will make it look beautiful.
Yeah, no doubt there.
All right, so we're gonna jump a few people on the stage because we have a lot of requests. We're gonna put Angela on the stage. We're gonna put Rich on the stage, and we're gonna put Maddie D on the stage. Once again, same rule applies, and please wait for the other person to speak and mute your mic while everyone else is speaking.
I'm just going to say something in the downtime here while they're loading. Getting a lot of comments in the Discord about the channels right now. We deleted quite a few channels and did kind of a clean house for those who are curious as to why there's some missing. These will be getting implemented later. Kind of works in the benefit anyways, as I wanted to renovate a bunch of the stuff and put some of the new additions in. So just because you guys are seeing some channels missing. It's the same thing as our mint. It's just for security purposes.
All right, let's move to Rich first because Angela's still connecting. Rich, you have the mic.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Just wanted to let you guys know that with everything that happened, the team is behind you guys, the community, fully support the project and everything that you guys are doing. Just want to just let you guys know that.
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it means a lot, honestly.
Yeah, we feel extremely blessed to have the community that we have. I mean, we really focused on creating a strong community aspect. We try to remove all the hype that current projects use a lot of times and the FOMO strategies, and we just wanted organic growth and people that actually properly have conversations in the chat, listen and get to know each other. And we feel like this aspect is really paying off now because the people didn't only get to know each other, but they also get to know us a lot, and therefore are knowing who we are and are supporting us, and that means a lot. That means that we actually achieved in one of the goals that we set out. So thank you. Meridi, you can take over the mic. Mary, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, firstly, I just want to say the project looks very good. I've jumped in late, so I'm quite late to this AMA vibe. So forgive me if I ask some questions that may have already been asked. But what sort of time frame? I've got like a bunch of questions. So first one is like, what sort of time frame are you working on with regards to launching some kind of beta form of the game? Firstly, also when are we going to be able to mint with our passes? Secondly, and thirdly, in terms of investment and everything else. Do you guys have any backing from VC companies or tech companies that are backing the project financially? Or are you guys basically trying to fund it yourselves from the pre-sale and the mint that went out?
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. I think I can cover those. Going backwards, I guess, in terms of the funding side of things, I did say this earlier, we are looking for seed funding. That's currently what we have conversations beginning with. We can't obviously disclose who those are just yet because none of them are obviously signed up. Otherwise, we would have let you guys know. We aren't funding this project with the funds from the mint in terms of building the game because we understand how much those things cost and we know how much these things cost. So we will be raising funds to build out the DealerVerse properly to a high quality. Your second question was about minting.
Mint date, yeah, it's on January 30th.
Yeah, January 30th is the first mint of the serial estates. Obviously, depending on what everyone who has a pass will be able to get one of those on January the 30th. And that's a free mint. You just pay gas. The following mints being announced dates-wise, obviously at a later stage. And if you have a gold pass, you'll then be able to go and mint those for free. Silver being able to mint the dealers at a later stage as well for free. So that's those. The first question was around timelines, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So obviously one of the timelines, only in 2 weeks, and you'll be able to go and mint the first collection. From there, we have a lot of work in between that and the dealers in terms of drops, supplier drops, 3D surreal estate work. Those all were touched on a little bit earlier as well in terms of what's between these collections on these roadmaps. I suggest maybe after this you can go back and listen to that section as well. But I think proper timeline will be released pretty shortly once we know a bit more information around the game as well, because we don't want to, you know, tell you guys something that isn't you know, bang on or correct, as we've been delivering everything on time to this date. So I think it's best to wait for you know, a proper announcement on the timelines of those things.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited about the project. I only found
Thank
out
you, man.
about it like 3 days ago, and I'm part of the Bears Deluxe community, and the community on there is so good, and there's so much good alpha and sharing and stuff. So it'd be
Yeah,
cool
right.
if we could. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pushing you guys in the Bears Deluxe.
We have a lot of
PCs and things,
bears that have joined, and you guys are all awesome. So we love the bears.
yeah.
Were you the one that sent out that ticket, Maddie?
Or
that was that was another bear. I think it was another one. That
well, there's a Dutch bear called Maddie who's also got a PFP, a bit like mine. He bought a white and red one as well. Maybe it was Maddie, that Dutch Maddie. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a really positive ticket, so I want to say thank you. But yeah, if you're not the one, then I'm saying it to the wrong one.
I wish it was me. But anyway, no. Cool.
I'll just thank you anyway for your support and your words right now.
Shut, bro. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm excited about this, and it seems to be there's a lot of big money flowing into metaverse projects, and I love the fact that this combines like gaming with the metaverse, and I just hope we can. I mean, all of these things, they take a lot of money to develop and a lot of time, and people are very impatient in this space. So I hope that we can source the funds that we need to get this project to where it needs to be or should be in everyone kind of.
And like, let me put a bit of confidence on that. I see no issue with us raising funds. Let's put it that way. There certainly is a lot of fundraising going on right now for metaverse projects, and this is kind of the realm that I come from. I come from the startup and creative entrepreneur world. And we know how much these things cost from our experience in the gaming and film and music, gaming film industry. So I think don't worry, we have that covered. I
don't know if you guys are planning on trying to incorporate any kind of music side of things, but I've been hearing from lots of different sources that this year music's going to start kind of being a big part of the crypto space and blockchain. So
and
I know
Deadfellas
are doing something.
Oh, sorry, man.
Deadfellas are doing. No, I was just going to say Deadfellas are doing something this year with music, and I'm a big believer in that project and an investor in that one as well, and I think that's kind of quite promising. So
yeah. That's right. And I've personally had some conversations around this already, so it's definitely something I'd love to work into it. You know, like every good game has amazing music, and I think for a metaverse project that has such a detailed kind of storyline, or detailed story and details around all of the art itself, would only make sense to have incredible music in there as well, you know?
Well, I'm happy to contribute as a producer and musician as well. So if you ever need any music written, just hit me up.
I appreciate it, man. Certainly.
Cool. Are you based in Australia or are you in the States?
I currently am in New Zealand. I normally am based in Australia. But we have our key artists are from New Zealand.
Okay, cool.
As well. So the art team is all based currently in New Zealand, but the rest of our team is all around the world. We're a very diverse group.
It's very cool. Very excited, as I think a lot of people were, clearly by the rate of the speed at which it sold out.
Yeah,
how much were the gold passes to mint if you minted?
It was 0.2.
0.2. Okay, yeah, I paid 0.35 on secondary plus gas.
Yeah, would have been a couple of days ago. Floor was around there. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Oh, thanks for the support, man. I appreciate the work.
No, of course.
Questions.
Cheers. Thanks for answering.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys. All right, Rob, you can ask your questions.
Hey, guys, you could hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks for being transparent. I think a lot of us are feeling good about it. Just to get to the question, though, I don't exactly know what the game is about. None of us really do, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure, though, guys, that you guys have been discussing and thinking about, like, exploits in these contracts that happen with the sheep and wolf game.
Yeah.
Have you guys had these discussions about possible ways to prevent, supply things from going awry?
Yeah, of course. And I wouldn't say we've necessarily, had the exact technical detail discussions around them. We have a really good team right now, but in terms of the game, we'll be hiring, the proper experts to be able to deal with these sorts of things. So kind of when that arises, we'll obviously let everyone know all of the details around this. And as with everything else, we want to make sure, we have all of our bases covered, I guess.
Yeah, I think what
Cool.
you can expect from us, and I think we've shown this a lot, is that when we deliver something, we try to deliver on top-notch quality and put a lot of detail into every thought of the process. A lot of people were extremely happy about our mint and the contract and the low gas fees, because we put a lot of thought into how can we create something that gives that little bit of extra benefit to our community. And you see this also coming back in the artists that we're working with. We're working with like the best artists out there. So this way of thinking and this way of operating, of always picking the best of the best and working with that, is what you'll continue to see, because it's the way we want to deliver.
That's what I thought you guys would say. I just wanted everybody to hear it. Okay, I'm
Thank
stepping
you,
down.
man.
See
Thanks, man.
you later.
Cheers.
All
The
right.
Red Hood, do you want to speak, mate?
Sorry?
Hey,
Who are
yeah,
you asking it to?
I just brought up the Red Hood to ask a question if he likes.
Yes.
can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, man.
Hey, thanks. Nice to finally chat. Nice to talk to
Yeah,
the team.
likewise.
Yeah. And I wanted to just say quickly, I appreciate you guys still doing this. I know you've had a hell of a day. So we all,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure, very much appreciate you still doing it. I do have two questions.
Don't we
One
know
should
it?
be, yeah. One should be quick. It's probably a little bit self-serving. But with each of these collections, for people that own multiple passes, are you going to give them the ability to mint multiple per transaction?
I think this is something I need to, confirm in a transmission later. I think it's better to
Okay.
put that out there. Put that out there when we put out all the information for the mint.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the best way to answer that one.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's fine. I figured it was, like I said, self-serving
Yeah,
entirely.
no, of course.
But had to ask. Was curious if it had been decided or not. So that makes sense.
Yeah, cool.
My second question is maybe a little bit tricky, but when you guys talked about reviewing the questions before the AMA, before today went the way it did, when you were reviewing the questions, was there anything that you were surprised that wasn't asked that you were kind of ready to talk about? So any
That is an
alphas you
interesting question.
expected people to ask
I can
about?
answer.
Yeah.
I can answer this question. I
Yeah,
want
I
to
could go on
grab
for
this
days
one.
about that too.
No, only that you were prepared to talk about, though. Like stuff that you thought, oh, somebody's definitely going to ask. We're going to talk about that today. And then it didn't get asked.
Yeah. I can answer this one. We read the entire list of questions, right? I'm from Europe time zone. Kruger is from New Zealand time zone, so the difference between us is 12 hours. And we actually wrote down every question that everybody asked, and we started with the team trying to think of every possible answer there could be to a question. And there were definitely some questions there that we felt like, okay, we don't want to either give this alpha yet, or we don't have the answer. And if this was the case, we also clearly stated we don't know yet. There was one question that I really, really, really liked, and it was a different kind of question. There were no questions there that we had something about that we were saying like, we wish they asked this or we wish they asked that. But there was one question that I really liked that I do feel was a completely different question than when I asked it to Kruger. He also he needed a moment to think, and I think it's an important question, and it's the why question. Why are we doing this? Why are we building a metaverse? Why are we having this NFT project in the first place? Kruger is a successful businessman, so am I. I don't need to do this. So why?
Yeah, and that was a tricky question. You know, it's something you don't really necessarily think about because you kind of jump into a project and you just want to create something great. So I kind of thought about it like I've been a gamer and interested in this sort of technology space and creative entrepreneur for better part of 20 years, and I kind of thought all of this stems from the earlier days of me playing games, me being involved in these communities, me kind of wanting to create something, and I've always been on this creative field, so I wanted to create something that had a really rich story, tugged on all of the nostalgia strings, and created something new for everyone. And what I had to do, obviously, I'm creative, but I'm not that creative, so I needed the right people to bring in, where I found our artist. Adam's one of my best mates, and I brought him in onto the project, and he was just extremely excited and inspired by it. And then bringing in Christian Pearce, I can see him down there listening. He brought a whole nother level to this dream, and then bringing in Jerome and Chris, our other artist as well, and then the team around it, and we've slowly been building out this, awesome world that has everything that you could need, literally in a new life. But creating this world that you can kind of escape to is where I'm getting at with this. And NFTs really allowed us to do this. Like, it allowed us to give you essentially this new life, this new identity, this new home, this new, ability to play with others, ability to be in a community and all together and actually own the things in that as well. So you have value in it. It's not just play the game and leave it because it got boring the year after. This will be a continually growing kind of beast, I guess, of a thing. And I know the artists feel kind of the same about this, and they're wanting to put absolutely everything into it, and let their extremely large creative brains just explode this world into something else, I guess. And for me, that right there is the why, like the why I'm doing this, the why I'm now, I'm going to put absolutely everything into this. I have no intention of doing anything else, let's put it that way at this point. So I just want everyone to feel the same and understand that this art and this story that we're building is something else. It's completely unique, and it will be. Like, you're just seeing the very beginnings of it right now. I hope that probably answers the question.
I didn't even know what the question really was, right? So that was perfect.
So it's the why. It's the why we're doing it.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for your questions. I think this applies to all of us. I heard Katsu at some point, because I had a conversation with Katsu. Katsu is very known in the space. He's someone that he does things because he loves them, and I knew Katsu from previous projects where I've seen him work, and I wanted to know how he got into PPA. And he told me a bit of the story, and I think that is his why, and I think he should also state his why, especially because he got a lot of buckets over him for what happened. So I want you guys to know Katsu a bit better as I got to know him and his motivations for why he is in our team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of an introduction. I'll try my best to work with that. I think the why for me, because honestly, I approached Kruger very, very early on, to be honest, before anything had really come to fruition yet. And I was privy to things that I think majority of the people weren't at that time. And just from what I was able to see, it kind of gave me the nostalgia of kind of exploring all these different worlds that I had known from a kid, through whether it's video games or fantasy or any of these other things that like pretty much just make you feel like it's an escape from reality. And it was a really, really perfect combination of familiarity with some Easter eggs, like we've already mentioned, as well as its own original aspect. And that comes from the art capabilities, because honestly, like, they're just unparalleled, and no one can really match, in my mind, at least what these guys are capable of, because the sky is truly the limit for them. And it was, I personally think that Kruger and I are very similar in terms of the creative aspect. And I think I was just able to have an early inception and look into his grand plan, and I was hooked ever since then. It's something that I think is, like Kruger said, is continually developing, and there is no end to it. It's kind of like fashion. There is no end to fashion, right? You only have these new things that get added and continually develop. And that, for me, is one of the most, one of the newest and biggest things that I think will be one of the game changers for the space. And then that's why I'm so bullish, and that's why I've kind of dropped everything else at the moment to be here, be present, and do what I can to support this journey. And I think that kind of covers it all.
Yeah, I think
Well said.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So I saw a discussion between one of our respected team members, Sansa, and some community members, where Sansa said no more alpha, and the community said yes, yes, yes. So I think we got to give the community what they want. So I saw one of the questions being asked earlier, and the answer in it includes some alpha. That is really good to know for when this real estate mint comes. So I know we all like lands, right? I like lands, but what we like even more is big lands. So how is that regarding our lands? How is that being done? Like, can I have a big land, or?
Okay. Yeah, alpha for sure. Okay, so how the land, at least right now, is planned out, that the surreal estates sit on these land plots currently. What we'll call 1x1s, I guess. The idea being that these lands can be expandable and upgradable later. I don't want to give like all the details on it, but yeah, you could essentially build out a larger piece of land or connect land, and that's where I'll leave it. That's probably quite, I mean, if you read into that, that's you can imagine. So
yeah, so when you're minting real estate, look at your background, and
yeah,
look
the
at
environments you see in the backgrounds of the surreal estates play a big role. That's a good one.
all right.
I think for a multitude of reasons as well.
Yeah.
So there was one more big question, and that's regarding FOMO and hype, and then we'll bring some more people on the stage again. And after that, I think we
that's
kind of
probably
reached
good.
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question was, how will we keep creating FOMO and hype that people will be compelled to buy and hold up passes? I think it's really important here to state that our intention was never to create FOMO or artificial hype or anything like that. What we had is a vision to create something that we considered really, really cool. And we just wanted to make sure that we got this out there, and that whatever comes from it comes from it. You know, if people like it, they like it. This is the hope, this is the dream. But if they don't, we respect it also. And we were blessed by the fact that a lot of people like it, and they think it's awesome what we're doing, and also the way we're doing it and the way we're operating as a team. And this is what we'll keep doing. We'll just keep dropping quality art, We'll keep functioning the way we're functioning right now, always being transparent, always sticking to our deadlines, always taking responsibility when it's needed. And we believe that if we keep operating like this and we have a community like we have that loves us, that represents us, that loves the project in itself will grow enough. We don't need to do anything artificial. We don't need to start paying influencers. I mean, let me make this clear. We actually spent not even a single penny paid on an influencer before our mint, and yet we minted out in 3 minutes. This is the way we operate. We do it organically, and we do it from our heart. And we will not buy any FOMO or any hype or anything artificial. We will not lure people in with whatever promises. We will just keep doing what we're doing right now, and we're hoping that that is enough, and we think it should be. All right, so we're going to drop some people on the stage right now. I think we're going to drop Cass, we're going to drop Nas. Some people were already on the stage, but I'm still seeing their hand again. I'm sorry, I won't put you on back again for a second time, even though I really appreciate your earlier input. We just do this to make sure that we can get as many people on, so everybody has a chance to say something, or most of us. So I'll drop them in right now. Please, same rules applies, and mute your mic if you're on, because you'll have some delay.
Shivas, you're cutting out quite a bit.
Hello?
No, he's good for me. Unless
Okay.
he wasn't good. I don't know. He was fine for me.
It must be on my end. We might be getting rugged, but that's all right. Keep going.
You can hear me okay?
Off that Walmart Wi-Fi.
Hello?
Yeah.
You can hear?
J Play, you can go first.
Okay, thank you.
You're connected anyway, so.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, good. I just want to say, you know, I'm new to the NFT space. I was lucky enough to get into the Discord server and mint a gold pass. I'm very appreciative. You guys have always been very helpful for my kind of noob questions in Discord. And what I see is a consistency in character that resonates through Discord out into your, you know, these AMAs. Just because I'm new to the space doesn't mean that I'm new to life and how bad things happen in any area of a profession or whatever. And obviously the things that you look for when a bad things happen is, you know, transparency and communication. And you guys were get an A+ for immediately stepping up to the game and communicating everything and being very clear. I deeply appreciate that, and I want you to know that I'm supporting you guys, and don't you have a solid community behind you. And that's it.
Thank you, man.
That's awesome,
Thank you.
man.
That's
Yeah,
really appreciated.
thank
I think Kruger's rugging a bit. That's why he's not answering.
Yeah, he is a bit.
If the spaces drop, it's because of his connection. So then you guys know it. That's okay, because we will be in Discord, and you can ask us any question you want there. And as you all know from us, we're extremely active. So if you don't have time to ask it now, you can ask it later. You will find us there. But really, thank you for that, for those words.
I am here, and I did hear that. It's just rugging a little bit, but Jay, really thank you, mate, for the words. I appreciate it, and appreciate the community behind us.
Hello?
Yeah, you have the mic, Nas. You can speak.
All right, thank you. So I don't know. This might like I've been thinking about this question. It kind of sounds dumb, but so like it's called like the DealerVerse. Like are these people like drug dealers or like? Or, I don't know.
Let me jump in on that. Kruger, can I go for it?
Yeah, mate.
All right. Okay, so another reason that I love it is because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kruger, but I don't think that I am. If you look and follow some of the lore mentions on the website, a lot of it seems to be kind of reminiscent of like scavenging and people trying to make means come to an end. And it's kind of like dealing to each other in order to survive. And this will be evident in our upcoming drops and the style that we do everything, as well as the art. As you can see, it's a lot of it kind of looks like that, as well as some of the previews for the dealers, like they're barren. They've kind of thrown on what they can, and they're making the best with what they have. And I think that kind of covers the term use of it, but there's a lot more implications coming down the line as why that was the word choice as well.
Okay, thank you. It's a cool concept. Yeah, I just wanted to like clarify. But yeah, it sounds
But
cool.
I don't think drugs were the primary use of that. Just to
I didn't
clarify
even
and
mean to
make
say
that
drugs. I just
concrete.
thought of like weed more, but like yeah. All right, thank
Yeah,
you.
no, either way, yeah. No, that's good.
Okay.
All right. So, Blue Donahue.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Amazing. First and foremost, guys, remarkable project. I actually got to sneak into Discord before y'all closed it last time. Got on the whitelist. So amazing project. I think we ended up copping 1 bronze, a silver, and 3 or 4 gold. So super into the project. But I have a quick question on the land piece. Couple quick questions. I know you guys said that there was, a couple nuggets you dropped earlier. The question I've got mainly is when it comes to, we'll call it the house or location, is there a limit on how many people can come over, quote unquote? And number 2, is there going to be like a website or a platform that anybody can come to? Because the reason I'm asking is we own an NFT project, and we got pretty into yours because we liked the metaverse piece and the art that we saw. So we got super bullish into the land. So I'm trying to kind of squeeze out a little bit of what I can start prepping for, because we're heavily invested and we're holding on to this for forever. So is there any limitations that y'all can give me on the land pieces?
I can touch on that. I think Kur, are you back, Kur?
Sort of. Could you just try and say it again? Cutting in and out a little bit, but I can hear most of it. Just the final part.
More so it's the implications of the land and like visitation as well as like utility of it.
Visitation. Oh yeah. So, at least the vision is to allow people to go and see your house and other people's and your things on that land. So I think that's probably enough to touch on that. And I didn't hear the start of it, so I think I'll let someone else cover the rest. But I think on that front, that's the good answer there.
Yeah, was there a limit on how many people can, quote unquote, come to the house? And do they have to be, either in the game or in the NFT project, or can anybody come over?
So the game, at least right now, just to touch on this as well, the game at least is planned to be open to anyone, so not just NFT owners. The idea being we can expand our reach and expand, obviously, the NFT space in general as well. With the houses, this is yet to be decided whether we let other people do this. And this is more like a specifics thing we want to announce later rather than a not thought about.
Awesome. No, I appreciate all the info and the time, guys. Thank y'all very much. And then last thing, if you guys ever need anybody for your apparel or merch, I actually own an apparel business, and I'm actually working with a couple other NFT projects currently handling their merch, like Castle Kid and Blockchain Miners. So if you guys have any room I can bring value, man, definitely reach out. I'd love to work with y'all. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Definitely
Awesome,
send
man.
out a ticket, man. Create a ticket and I'll check it myself. And as far as I'm hearing, you're going to have a party. You're looking at having a party. That's what I'm hearing from your question.
Yeah, we
Big
own
party
an
at this real
NFT
estate
project that mints on the 22nd of February, and like I saw this, got into whitelist, and we essentially want to use the land in y'all's project as the foundation for our entire project and everything that we're building long term with it. So yeah, if this is everything we're looking for, it's going to be a huge thing, which hopefully may turn into a partnership down the road. So we'll see what we can bring value wise.
Yeah, I can tell you the conversations have happened. Let me just say it like that. Conversations have happened.
We'll make sure to tune into your parties at your real estate as well, buddy.
Oh boy, y'all got front row tickets. I'll commit to that right now, brother. I'll commit to that right. Y'all be honored guests, boys, honored guests.
All right, love to hear it. Thanks, man.
Appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Bye bye.
All right, so we initially decided to do this a bit shorter, but you know what? I just jumped everybody onto speaker that had a question and had their hand up. Bandit, you're gonna be the last because you're a bandit, so I have to allow you. But after that, no more. So all right, whoever wants it, grab it first.
Real
Everybody
quick, I'm
else
trying to
listens.
open a ticket, but it says it's
I got a
locked,
quick
so y'all have to
question here.
delete some tickets.
All right,
I got a quick
wait.
question. So thanks for having me up. My main question was, so I mentioned a bronze. Am I going to be able to actually get a vehicle later on, or am I going to be stuck with just land?
So what
I feel
did
like
you mean?
he mentioned a bronze pass.
Yeah, so I mentioned a bronze, but will I actually be able to still get a vehicle, or am I going to be stuck with only land? Like, I kind of feel like I shot myself in the foot getting a bronze only and not having a gold, and now I feel like I have to go get some gold too.
I think that being
Okay,
part of
I'll
the
tackle it if
project.
you want.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So, the way that we tiered the project, at least for the passes, was specifically designed to cater those who were just early access members. Because as we've already released for the first two upcoming collections, the possible mint outside of owning a pass is significantly more expensive than if you own a pass. So this is done for a variety of reasons, but yes. So to answer your question shortly, yes. If you only own a bronze pass, you will only be able to get the free mint from the first collection. Only gold pass holders will be able to actually access all three collections for one free mint. And then silver passes will be able to access the first two. But all pass holders, regardless of what tier you hold, will still be able to earn the utility that comes with pass, like any pass. And then this kind of will have, I would say, an exponential effect at some point, depending on how many you own. I won't release too much on that. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question specifically. But
yeah, that's more or less. I just, I don't know. I feel like everyone's grabbing gold, and like these bronze here, just kind of thinking on OpenSea already from being a lot higher. Like a lot of people are ditching them because they want gold now instead of bronze. But I mean, I should probably get myself a gold as well. This project is pretty badass.
well, just as like a initial input from that as well, we did end up having a rough 90% buyout rate for Gold Pass or for the gold tier for our mint. So that kind of shows where the majority of the community was investing. The way that Shiv and I have personally looked at it as well, and this isn't really in a form of utility, but more so in a form of scarcity, is that technically what you hold as a bronze or silver pass will be deemed more rare than those who hold gold pass because it is technically oversaturated. I don't want to say oversaturated, but it is more saturated because it's a 90% holder rate. So there is that aspect. But yes, if you're only looking at the pure utility of actually minting one of the three or all three of the collections, that would be your best bet to get a gold pass. Because I can 100% say with certainty would be more expensive without for any of the upcoming collections.
Right on. Thanks a lot for having me up, guys, and thanks for verifying what happened today. It was nice to see that because I've been in a couple rug pulls, and when that kind of shit happens, it's like, oh man, I just lost my fucking cash again. But the fact that you guys jumped on that and just got it all under control this quick and doing this AMA, it was grateful as a holder to see that happen. So thanks a lot for having me up, and I'm staying tuned for whatever you guys have coming next. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Right, Lance, you can take the mic.
First of all, yeah, thank you for having me. I'm fairly new to this space as well, and plan on changing 2022, starting with obviously PPA being the biggest one. So I had a question earlier that was answered already, but a second question that came up with some of this alpha you guys have been dropping. If we have a bronze pass and we have a gold pass on mint, is it still equally as random, the planets or the property that we'll be minting, And that being said, also, will we be able to merge, again, assuming from the alpha that was given, if I get a property with a gold pass and I get a property with a bronze pass, will we be able to merge those eventually?
So
Drew,
I
you
think
want to take that away?
I think there's kind of two parts to that. The second part being we will release all of that kind of information around the actual technicalities around being able to merge land and upgrade land and expand land and things a little bit later on. I think it's a little bit early to put that out in full detail. Sorry, what was the first question? You cut out there a little bit. I just missed it.
Sorry. Basically, is it still just as equally random, the minting,
Yes.
if I have a bronze and a gold?
Yes, yeah. All the minting is the same. Obviously, that's provably rare, provably unique, and minted out to everyone. So it doesn't depend on what type of pass you have. Obviously, you're entitled to, if you have 2 of those, then you're going to be getting 2. So that's
Sweet.
it.
Awesome. Look forward to the future of this project.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Interrupt real quick because I'm still reading the Discord. Guys, we only have a bronze pass, a silver pass, a gold pass, and a founder's pass. We do not have a diamond pass. Do not mint this, do not buy this on OpenSea from anyone. It does not belong to our project.
Yeah, and I think a key point there, although we don't have verification yet, thanks to OpenSea, hopefully that comes soon. Please look for, on the collection, our Shuttle Pass collection, which the official links will be back up in the Discord shortly. But on the collection, you'll see our account, our official Twitter account is linked. This is a really good way to understand that that is the verified Shuttle Pass collection. So please make sure you are checking the links, you are checking that is the verified account, because the only way they can have our Twitter on there is if it is connected. So just that is a good check right now for verification.
All right. Lance, if we answered your question, we're going to move over to Monster now.
Yes.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to say, first and foremost, you guys handled this very well. It's unfortunate what happened with the Discord, but I think it's kind of convenient. You guys were able to clear it up with this AMA. I do like the chemistry you guys have. I think it's solid. I took a look at the team on the website and some of your guys' work, and I think it's a testament to what you guys are creating. I guess my question is for Shiva, because I heard him say something earlier about the tokenomics side of things. When can we expect some more information about that? And then also for the game, is that something you guys are going to keep on L1, or were you looking at L2 solutions? Because I know the contract was very optimized, so maybe you could touch base on that.
I don't think I was the one saying something about tokenomics.
Or I think you said something about the numbers side of the game. Some type of
I wasn't talking
side.
about the number side of the game. I was talking more about the number side of the project and the metaverse that we're building, and how to. I hope you're all still here because I see some connection problems with Kruger.
It's just Kruger. We're good.
All right, perfect. And the fact that we put up a revenue model to make sure that that this can happen and that this concept can grow.
And
that will not only benefit us. Yeah, that is sustainable. That will not only benefit us, but will mostly benefit all holders of our NFTs, including our lands.
Okay, so it's more so for the project as a whole rather than the actual game itself. Okay, maybe it was my confusion, but and then as far as the tokenomics for the game, because I see now on the roadmap, is there any more information, or is that something you'll just release with time?
That's definitely something we'll release when we have everything ready, and that's because it's better to state these things when everything is written down and 100% completely checked, and saying something now and then having to go back on it. That's something we don't like doing.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to add to that as well. In terms of the staking tokens game and every aspect, As our track record has shown relatively so far, we want to deliver quality and like stick to our timelines. So it's unfair for us to drop something, whether it's something that we have